Hello and welcome to the Mohit Show, General News, March 25th, 2021. I will be covering a few notable stories of the day. First, from the BBC, North Korea has fired 2 more missiles into the Sea of Japan. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea has been souring relations since the Biden administration took office. Next, from The Hill. Pfizer is now testing a medication for the coronavirus. This is very good news. Due to the rapidly evolving nature of the coronavirus, it is evident new strains are capable of outpacing vaccine timelines. Thus, a proper treatment for sickness could drastically reduce the danger of the virus to that of the flu. In fact, influenza went through a similar process in many countries. In other news, from Business Insider, Chinese social media users destroy Nike, H&M, and other products after companies simply express concern over the forced labor of the Uyghur minority in the Xinjiang province of China, where they're committing genocide. There are only a few options that can be correct. First is that either the Chinese government has complete control of any public thought, and this is an utterly unacceptable dystopian society. However, there doesn't seem to be too much objection from anyone there. Second is that these people are genuinely doing this, and key members of the Chinese populace are actively working in support of this genocide, directly or indirectly. We have seen both happen before. Nazi Germany. Don't ignore what is happening in the favor of a sweet delusion. Next, from CNN. Coronavirus variants in Brazil seem to be affecting younger people more often now. This is concerning. Next, from Reuters. Canada is now adding a blood clot warning to the AstraZeneca vaccine after numerous cases were found to be caused by the vaccine. This is as, from the Associated Press, countries like Denmark continue their suspension of the AstraZeneca vaccine due to these safety concerns. From Channel News Asia, Hong Kong and Macau have suspended Pfizer BioNTech vaccines over so-called flawed vials. There was apparently a problem in the packaging, but authorities refused to release the details. This is a clear case of vaccine politics, with China trying to defend their own and less effective vaccine. Next, from The Guardian. The UN is warning over 30 million could starve. This is due to a combination of natural disasters and global economic problems caused by the lockdowns. In other news, Facebook has found that the Chinese government was hacking in order to break into the phones of people of the Uyghur ethnic minority. This is clearly unacceptable. How many people are willingly participating in this? From Doctors Without Borders, multiple Doctors Without Borders staff were dragged away and killed in the Tigray bloodbath. This is just a small part of this horrible conflict. From The Telegraph, it appears the EU has made a massive blunder. They went and confiscated millions of vaccines that were in fact meant for the EU. The Italian government and media believed these vaccines were for the UK. Tensions between Europeans are rising. Next, from Reuters, the dollar appears to be doing better as opposed to the euro. From CNN, it appears that moving the ship in the Suez Canal could take weeks. Having 30% of all shipping container traffic suddenly shut down is catastrophic. Keep watch on this story. Now, from Chinese Communist Party mouthpiece, the Global Times, China is on the UN Council of Human Rights and is writing loads of documents about how the United States is bad and racist in order to draw attention away from the fact that they are actively hunting members of the Uyghur ethnic minority from around the world. They are attempting to erase all cultural elements of the minority. They are forcing sterility and also raping both male and female Uyghurs. They are segregating children away from their parents and forbidding them from learning their culture while torturing the parents. This is unacceptable. As if oppressing the people of just one area wasn't enough. From the Hong Kong Free Press, the Hong Kong legislature tightens its regulations on members. They have already forbid the people in favor of democracy from running in elections. I don't know why they're continuing even further. In happier news, Australian scientists are using electronic detectors to find illegal wildlife by smell. I believe such detectors can have a lot of use in the future. From Euronews, doctors in the UK and EU have been prescribing abortion reversals. Please remember that abortions are irreversible decisions, and these abortion reversal treatments are completely fake. From Taiwan News, a German MEP is pointing out how Taiwan, a wonderful independent country, is a better place to experience Chinese culture since it's free and has not had its culture strangled, disrespected, and neutered for decades under communist rule. Next, from Complex, we have now discovered that some brain cells come alive after death. This means our understanding of death is open to change. Next, from Newsweek, people are accusing a Bolsonaro aide of flashing a white supremacy sign. That sign, it's the OK sign. Look at this. I'm a white supremacist now. This man could face legal action for supporting white supremacy. He's a Jewish man. I'm glad the left has its priorities in order. Next, from Reuters, the Philippines and Vietnam are wondering why China is gathering their maritime militia in the South China Sea. It's a valid concern to wonder why there are suddenly lots of military capable vessels around your islands. Next, I will be linking some images of the actions happening in Myanmar. For countless of the previous atrocities that have happened across the world, a common excuse for inaction is that people did not know how bad it was. Information coming out of such things is limited. However, I have linked this Reddit post with images. They are graphic. Watch at your own discretion. Next, from Yahoo Finance, Chinese tech giants are losing money over fears of delisting. Good. Next, from Law Enforcement Today, 200 Black Lives Matter protesters trapped more than 100 people inside a Wegmans grocery store, saying things like, "Wegmans is a system that upholds white supremacy." I am so glad the American left isn't just pretending to be virtuous for social credit while actually causing significant problems in our society. In other news from the Daily Mail, Oakland is participating in racist distributive practices. This city is only giving $500 to poor black families while denying poor people of other races because they don't even have a sliver of a moral backbone. This is unacceptable. Next, the Democratic Party is showing its complete disregard for sanity. They are not willing to explain why they fired 5 staffers of the White House for smoking marijuana in their past, while Kamala Harris herself has admitted to smoking marijuana. Is there a different standard for those at the top? Next, from CNS News, Marco Rubio is just one of many wondering why the American left is so pathetically weak in their ideals and morals. They could not shut up about the cages with kids while Trump was in office. But now that Biden is president and there's an actual unprecedented crisis, no one wants to speak. They only have morals when it gets them likes or views. And from the Epoch Times, just a reminder that the border crisis is just a front of the massive immigration crisis now caused by Biden's administration. Next, from Forbes, the The Biden administration is asking for cops to be able to enter homes and seize guns without a warrant. I have previously talked about how these gun control initiatives are just fear theater utilizing the ignorance of the general populace to push random radical changes to our freedoms. Watch my previous video for my discussion on how these gun laws are meaningless, they won't stop anything, and how there are better and actually feasible ways we can address the problem. Lastly, and most importantly, according to Reuters, an Israeli cargo ship has been struck by an Iranian missile. This is coming to blatant acts of war. The impact of this action will be tremendous and will be felt by people the world over. Sources are linked below. This has been the news.